Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Ayu with number student A1B 220019. I'm a student of English Education Department at Jambi University. I made this video to fulfill my midterm exam excitement with Membrane in the course Oracy in Academic. So, let's do the video. In this video, I will discuss about oral textbook report. The book I will report is Ways of Learning or Learning Theories and Learning Styles in the Classroom. Author by Alan Pritchard, publisher by Routledge, and release date 2009. Phases in this book 135 phases, and the last is the book is the second edition. So you can see the cover of this book in my PPT. In this book, there are 8 chapters. Chapter 1 about learning, Chapter 2 about behaviorism and the beginning of theory, Chapter 3 about cognitive constructivist learning, Chapter 4 about multiple intelligences, Chapter 5 about learning style, Chapter 6 about difficulties with learning, Chapter 7 about brain-based learning and other new understanding, Chapter 8 about relation to the theory to practice, what we can learn from research. Before I explain the chapter 5, I have a reason why I choose this book and why I choose this chapter. The first, why I choose this book. This is teaching material from my lecturer with Ma'am Nelly in the course Belajar and Pembelajaran. And the second, why I choose this chapter. So I think this chapter is very closely related to students' learning or problems learning, and is also related to teachers in learning process in the classroom. In this chapter, there are 4 points that I will explain you. The first about definition of learning style according to expert. The second about learning style and multiple intelligences. The third about identifying learning style. And the fourth about implementation of theory in the classroom. Summary of chapter 5, the material about learning style. I will explain starting with the definition. At the beginning of this chapter, it was stated that the learning style for a student have different ways from one others. So the definition of learning style is a favorite way of learning and studying. For example, using picture instead of text, working in group as opposed to working alone, or learning in a structured rather than unstructured manner. And furthermore, there are several learning styles according to expert. The expert 1, Honey and Mumford. The first styles described from the expert. One is activist, prefer to learn by doing rather than, for example, by reading or listening. And the second is reflector, stand back and observe. The third is theorist, like to adapt and integrate all of their observation into frameworks. And the last but not least, pragmatists, are keen to seek out and make use of new ideas. The next expert, number 3, the Myers-Briggs type of learning style. There are 8 types of learning styles from the expert. The one is extrovert learners, work in groups, try something first and think about it later. The strength of extrovert learners is they can work with friends. And number 2 is introvert learners, like study alone, think about something first and try it later. The strength of introvert learners is they can find quiet places to work and have enough time to reflection and improve their work. The number 3, sensing learners, like clear goals and are careful and pay attention to details. And the strength of sensing learners is they can ask their teacher to explain and they can focus on skill and tasks that are important in their lives. The 4 is intuitive learners, like reading and listening, like problems that require the use of imagination. The strength of intuitive learner, they can find ways to be imaginative and creative in the school. And the number 4 and number 5, thinking learners, use clear thinking to work out problems and then like clear and logical direction. The strength of thinking learners is they have limited time to their work and are able to put information in a logical order to make sense of them. Number 6, feeling learners, like to have a friendly relationship with teachers and learn by helping others. The strength of feeling learners is they can work with friends and help others. The 7, judging learners, like to finish a project and then take school seriously. The strength of judging learners is they have short-term goals and when they are able to make a plan of action. And the last but not least, the eight preserving learners like are open to new experience in learning, are flexible, and then work best when work is fine. The strength of preserving learners is they find new ways to do routine tasks in order to generate interest and to discover new information and ideas. Okay, next, number 4, called learning style model. Called describe for general learning types of the learning style based on the two dimensions are type 1 is diverger, that's mean frequently using the question why to respond well to the explanation of the material. Type 2 is assimilator, learners often use the question what and respond well the information presented in organized logical fashion. And type 3 is converger, learners often use the question how and respond to giving opportunities to work actively on well-defined tasks. And the last, type 4, accommodator, learners often use the question what if and respond well when they are able to apply new material in problem-solving situations. Okay, the next point in this chapter, learning styles and multiple intelligences. Learning activity preference for the different intelligences like linguistic or verbal learner, logical or mathematical learner, spatial or visual learner, bodily or kinesthetic learner, a musical learner, interpersonal learner, and intrapersonal learner, and the last is naturalistic learner. Okay, next point in this chapter, identifying learning style. Author says in this book, teachers are very important in considering what learning style can be applied to their students, what approaches and plans are carried out in the classroom for their students. To identify student learning methods can be done with formal tests and quizzes. Okay, the last point in this chapter, implementation in the classroom. There are several things that need to be considered, such as each individual has different strengths, provide opportunities to learn is a variety of different ways, and provide opportunities to for students to respond in different ways. The last, I will give some comment about the structure, content, and the style of the books and of the chapter that I choose. Okay, I will start about the structure. The first is the series of explanation in this book are very effective and make it easy for readers to understand each material. Some comment about the contents in this book. The first is this book explores the ways in which people learn in both formal and informal settings. In addition, there are shortcomings in the contents of the book by Alan Pritchard, such as a general lack of criticism in the text, and then Pritchard introduced key terms and ideas, but then leaves these ideas legally intact. We'll give some comment about the style. The first is Pritchard provides engaging narrative, usable overview, and a very useful focus on some of the practical implication of each theory. This book tends to be a very formal and academic language. I will show you when I first saw the cover of the book. I thought that this book will be difficult to understand every material in this book, but you know, I think the cover or the picture, the cover give all of meaning contents in the book. And also I'm very interested about the chapter 5 because this is a common and this is a problem that is often felt by students and by teachers. And then so I think this book really helps me as a student in the education department where I will become a teacher. So besides that, this book is very suitable as a guide for teachers in the learning process in the classroom. So I think that's enough about the explanation that I will give you, the oral textbook report about the book Ways of Learning by Alan Pritchard. I'm sorry if there are many mistakes with my pronunciation and the grammar that I use. So wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you, bye bye.